I'm Jim Benson, and you're listening to TV Time Machine. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and visit our show archives at tvtimemachine.com.
I'm Brody, I work upstairs.
I'm Jenny, I work downstairs. So you're one of those arrogant upstairs guys who works like 24/7, yeah?
We don't work that much.
Ever take time off?
Yeah, this is it.
Today on the TV Time Machine, we work our way up from the ground floor. In this edition of our program, we are pleased to welcome Skylar Astin of the new TV comedy Ground Floor. Mr. Astin is an accomplished stage and film actor and is best known for his entertaining musical role in the film Pitch Perfect. Over the next segment, Skylar Astin will help us explore virtually every aspect of this warm and funny series, which airs Thursdays at 10 p.m. on TBS. Again, for those of you intrepid enough to listen to our groundbreaking guest, feel free to step onto our elevator as we ride down from our penthouse of the past to emerge on the ground floor in the present. Skylar, thank you for coming on board the TV Time Machine.
Thank you, Jim. I'm glad to be here.
Skylar, what is the premise of Ground Floor, and tell us a little bit about your character, Brody.
Yes. Well, Ground Floor follows Brody Moyer, my character. He's kind of this hotshot, millionaire, money manager guy who's got everything together, and then he hooks up at a company party with this girl, Jennifer, and Jennifer actually turns out to work for the ground floor, the maintenance staff. So that makes for a really awkward situation. And when he tries to let her down easy, it turns out she was letting him down easy at the same time. So you watch him get kind of sensitive and vulnerable to it. And throughout the season and the series, they actually end up dating and learning a lot about each other's different lifestyles.
Now, you mentioned some of the qualities about Brody. What are some of the qualities that you appreciate most about your character?
Well, I like that he has a sense of humor and that he's flawed, because a lot of these characters, like when you see some Wall Street guy or young hotshot banker or money manager, they often are portrayed as the villain or the jerk who bullies the main character. And in my case, in Ground Floor's case, Brody is actually a sweetheart who has flaws and who's very human. And while his exterior appears to be, all coiffed and together, he doesn't have everything together, and it starts to slowly unravel when he's called on all of his flaws by, his newfound girlfriend, Jenny.
So would you say that's what Brody is missing in his life, is somebody like Jenny?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I think that he's resistant to it because, at first, especially because he believes that there is no room for a relationship. He never has time for a relationship. And then it's really fun to watch him try to balance it out.
Now, what is it like working with Briga Heelan, who plays Jenny, and what are the qualities that she brings to her character?
Well, she's just a lot more. She's a really fun and funny person, and her character is just much more easygoing, much more go with the flow. She doesn't take, there's a funny scene, I think, in the second episode where we both wake up for work and we're late, and you just get to see how different they both react to being late for work, and that kind of like sums it up. She stays in bed and is like, actually, I'm so comfortable, and he's like freaking out and brushing his teeth with his hairbrush because he doesn't even know what to do, and I just think that like that those kinds of dynamics in relationships are just fun to watch. And if you've ever had any sort of fling or fantasized about a fling at the workplace or are super against flings at the workplace, it's you're going to relate to it, and maybe it'll solidify your beliefs on it, or it'll make you want one or something. But I think it's gonna be super relatable, and it's really simple, which I love because there's so many TV shows that are. I know I struggle a lot. I have stuff backed up on my DVR. These days there's so many options and so many places to watch stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, because I always have to rewind. I forget the really important part, and and like I gotta fold my laundry, and like I now can't do that. And like with us, fold your laundry. Like watch us, watch it. We'll make you laugh. Like if you miss a part, you'll pick it up. Not to say that it's not important, but it's a simple premise. It's real life. It's stuff that you can pick up and eventually, hopefully in the future, if it's ever running in syndication, it's those things where you could see it out of order but still get the gist of the story because it's so situational.
Right. Do you feel that this is a perfect time for a TV romantic comedy, that maybe audiences are hungering for a show like Grand Floor?
Absolutely. It's not reinventing the wheel by any means, but it's refreshing and it's sweet and it's funny, and it's going to be something that people will turn on. And at 10 o'clock, on TBS, I think what's playing there now is like reruns of old sitcoms. So check out something that's new, a new group of people that you can get to know and enjoy watching. The show, it's got a really sweet heart too, and that'll keep audiences really loving it, I think.
Well, it also has John C. McGinley, who plays your boss on the show. Tell us about working with him.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt matters. He's, John is a super, super professional, hard-working guy who also has a great sense of humor, and he's kind of a comedic genius because he approaches things in such a strong way, and his character, at least in the first episode, or the first few, you see him as that strict boss who will say the craziest stuff, and then, but he actually becomes kind of a father figure to Brody. And it's really sweet when he gets really involved in the relationship, and you see this hard-nosed boss kind of softening up for wanting to hear all the details about a date and things like that. It's really funny to watch, and I sometimes have to pinch myself because I'm doing a scene with Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
Right.
I'm like, it's a really fun scenario for me.
So deep down inside, he's maybe a softie, Mr. Mansfield?
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't even know. First of all, I don't know if Mr. Mansfield would admit that, and I don't even know if John would admit that. But I think Brody and Skylar would agree that I think that, yeah, for sure, he's a super softie. And what's really fun and something that the writers play with and John plays with a lot is when he's having these heartfelt moments with Brody, he can so quickly drop the hammer and go right and put the boss hat right back on, and that's always a fun turn that he always makes.
Now, in the first episode of Ground Floor, you sing a little Elton John. Now,
Yeah.
Being that you're an accomplished singer, can we expect more of that in future episodes?
You can expect more of that, and we're not going to hit you over the head with it and do it every episode. It's always going to be earned, and it's always going to be story-driven and comedy-driven. But I said to Bill and Jeff, because they asked me what I felt about it, I said, if you can figure out a way to make it feel organic, why not? Because I remember on Friends when Joey was like auditioning to be a dancer.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Those kinds of things are funny. So as long as it's a funny scenario, I'll do anything. And singing is something that I love to do, and I understand that people have seen me do that before.
Oh, yeah.
So why not?
Now, in addition to Ground Floor, you also have some upcoming films. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I have a film coming out to be determined right now, but it's called Flock of Dudes, and it is about a bunch of dudes, bunch of bros who have kind of from college up until they're 30 have done kind of the same routine and kind of need to progress a little bit in life. So my character sets an ultimatum out. My character is getting married in the film, so I say I will, because I'm rich again in that movie, and I say I will throw you guys the bachelor party of your dreams, and I give all these incentives so that they can take a 6-month hiatus, try to see who can progress the furthest, and then we can resume life. But they definitely need a swift kick in the pants, and it's really funny to watch a bunch of guys deal with a breakup with another platonic guy friend, and
Oh, yeah.
and it's a really great cast too. That cast.
And that's a great title, too. Skylar, where can people find out more about yourself and Ground Floor online?
You can call me. No, you can. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. It's just at Skylar Astin, so just my name, AR, not ER for you guys. And yes, I keep up to date. I sometimes say funny stuff about my day. and I think you'll see a lot more about Ground Floor on there too.
Skylar, it's been a tremendous pleasure having you aboard the TV Time Machine. Feel free to join us again in the future or in the past.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Jim.